So what do we think? What do we think of it? Something a bit different as I sip my cup. Oh, I've moved my mug. Anyway, right, Christmas. Have we started thinking about Christmas yet? I know. I would shout at anyone else who suggested thinking about Christmas before we'd even had Halloween. But in my defence, tonight is a stream where I'm going to be trying out making an advent calendar that I've designed it myself. So this isn't just a random design I've pulled off the internet. I've actually designed this myself. We've had the Mark 1 already. This is the Mark 1. This is the sort of proof of concept that it's worth giving it a go. It's not perfect. I sort of cut it sloppily, just to rush through it, just to see if the principle would work. And the idea is that it's a DIY advent calendar that anybody can make, and you can do anything with it. Well, okay, you can't do anything. Are there going to be sweets and chocolates in this? No, there's nowhere near enough room. The idea is that, I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, you should be able to. I can autofocus on this camera, look. Zoom. Right. You can pull out a bit of paper, and that bit of paper can have anything you want on it, really. I just happen to have pulled out one that doesn't have anything written on it, which is really clever as a demo. Here's one I wrote on earlier in slot number 2. So this one I just wrote myself, whereas tonight's one I've printed it all out. Well, that's upside down. There you go. So that's what mine is going to be. Come on, focus. You can do it. You did it before. Maybe I'm too close now. That's macro mode. Yeah, and I've also got face recognition on, so I suppose that's why it's ignoring me. But anyway, there is something written on that. I ask you to believe me. So that's the proof of concept. That's going away because we have this in front of me. So as I say, yeah, this is available, by the way, if you'd like to download it. It's available on my Discord. You're welcome to pop in, download it, and go again. I understand, because I'm in too many Discords myself, so totally get it. The Nenosphere DIY Mini Advent Calendar. Use and reuse for any messages you like. Motivational quotes, sweet nothings, game titles, or what I'm going to be using mine for, which is where the idea came from originally. Streamer Twitter engagement farming tweets. We've all seen them, we all know them. Those inane recycled streamer Twitter tweets. Now, there are some that are recycled that are still good takes. There's nothing wrong with them as such. It's just, they have been overused a bit maybe. But the majority are things like, they're the ones that sound like, hey Twitch streamers, do you use Twitch to stream? They're questions that are not questions often. They're questions where it's like someone's gone on Streamer 101, right? It's like, do you talk to your chat? Well, yes. Do you welcome first-time chatters? It's like, well, duh. Yes, that's what you're supposed to do. So they take things that are givens normally and turn them into questions, and everybody goes, yeah, of course I do. Yeah, of course I do. Anyway, the idea of this was that I thought I'd try and design something that you could put together without using glue, because not everybody's just got glue lying around. Alright, maybe you do have glue lying around, but you don't have the right type of glue. I had to order Pritt sticks on eBay because I just don't have them to hand. I don't have them lying around. But I thought, right, so it only requires a printer, some A4 paper, might need some sellotape actually, because the base will be a bit unstable without sellotape. You don't need a paper cutter, but get one of these. These will change your life, just for anything where you need to cut a straight line in a piece of paper. Mini posters, leaflets, I don't know. Believe me, it's more useful than you'll think. Get one of these. So I'm going to do the second page first, right? So there's the first page, you've got the advent calendar on the first page, and then you've got these, and this was a stroke of genius. These are the slips that will go in them later, so I'll put those to one side. This was one of those penny drop moments I had at lunchtime, and lunchtime away from work, and I was like, I'm thinking of a way to sort of have something that slides through with the dates on, and I thought of this idea of having, it goes over, under, over, under, over, under, and it's one strip of paper all the way across for stability and stuff. And I thought, yeah, but then when you put the bits of paper in, they're just going to fall straight through. How on earth do I get around them falling straight through? And then it's like genius penny drop moment. Well, you make them into a V shape. Then you fold it in half, and that creates the pouch for each little bit of paper. So that's what we've got here. That's what we're going to replicate, basically. So it's like a webbing almost. It's like there's a strip of paper going over, under, over, under, over, under, and that's how we're getting this. And then each one, because it's going over under there. Very Blue Peter says Kakit. Here's one I made earlier. Yeah, indeed. So each one is forming a little pouch, basically, and it's being pinched off where it goes under the paper on the front here. So that was my, as I say, whether you believe it or not, I believed it was a stroke of genius. Can you see where I'm cutting if I'm doing it? Yeah, you can. Just about. I don't want to trim this white edge off because these strips go all the way across the front of the calendar. So just because it's not printed, you won't see that white bit. So yeah, I was about to trim that off. It's like, no, don't do that. Go straight across each one. Don't cut the dotted line. So can you see that? Solid line, dotted line. Okay, dotted line for folding. So yeah, that's a spare bit of paper there. Just put that away. So this is an extra idea. This is on the Mark II. The original idea was just to have the numbers. My smart idea, which might backfire, is to have storage pouches on the back. You see, I'm just moving this back and forth from there to there. I'm not doing anything. Right. So we've got our strips ready. There we go. And that's for later. Very, very Blue Peter. That is for later. So the same idea with these ones. You want to make these into pouches. These are tricky to fold lengthways, but what I'm trying to do is fold it along that dotted line there to make the pouches, right? I don't need to rush this like the other one. The whole point of this is to be a chilled stream, right? Now because it's been through the printer, it's even harder to fold. Down in the middle, maybe. Just down there. Now see it's. This is probably the fiddliest bit. Ironically, the threading it through is less fiddly because you can't just go right fold it down. I'll do that across because then it goes off in the wonk. So you have to do it a bit slower than that. There we are, that's alright. So you see what I mean then about this? I've made it into a little V-shaped pouch. Right, if I hold it in mid-air rather than trying to put it on the desk, that works. Right, so just do it like that. Oh. This is weird. How can folding something be easier without pressing down the desk just because it's so long? It makes it more accurate going along. I can just fold it down and correct as I go. So okay, don't put it down on the table to fold it. Literally just do it like that. Right, so I've got my date strips there, and then, right, okay, we're onto this one. So my method, don't put the scissors. My method here, the intention here, is that you fold along the dotted lines again, but it's only this end bit that you want to fold with any permanence. I toyed with using the clip-on mic tonight instead, but the problem is that's more cables to get in the way. I'm already wearing the headphones. So this one's like forming part of the base. It's going to be a very thin base by the end of it. It's a bit thinner than I intended actually, but each of these dotted lines you want to fold, but just gently. Oh, on the one in the middle. Okay, sorry. Good point. I'm now treating myself as a member of chat. Good point, Jamie. Thank you for bringing that up. Bring it up. So we probably should fold it in half this time. what I want to do is fold these dotted lines just very gently. Start from the bottom because I can see. It's just really gentle. It doesn't even have to be exactly on the line, as long as it's, as long as it's down the middle, roughly. That's why it's there as a guideline. It's down the middle of the vertical bits. Basically, and it's green screening out a bit, so I folded down that dotted line there to get down the middle of these vertical bars. So there we are. I've folded... I did it all off camera, that's handy. Right, so I've just folded gently along... I told you to tell me if I'm going off camera. I'm not a crafting streamer. So I've just folded gently along every single one of those dotted lines. Yeah? And I've got this sort of... made it into a corrugated thing in a way. Right, so... Can I do this on camera? I'm going to fold it in half. Get out of the way. Fold it in half and then just snip down. Now, originally my plan when I designed it was to make 2 snips every side, but I'm too lazy. So the idea here, just do one a bit closer to the camera. Oh, my hand's in the way. Just doing a bit closer to the camera. So yeah, just snip down every one of those vertical lines basically. Just do it once. There's no need to do it twice. The piece of paper fits through and it'll take ages to do it that way. So I've cut every slot. You're probably going to find I've missed one, but then we want to just try our best to flatten this out. Don't fold it back the other way, that'll just make it into a mess, but just gradually just smooth it out a little bit. I mean, when these strips go through, it'll actually help support it and straighten it out a bit more as well. So it's not gonna completely flop. Right, it's this back bit I'm not sure about. Right, this I'm worried about. Let's go to roving cam. I don't know if this is going to work. I'm going to cut it a bit short. Can't be too short. Does have to be straight though. Same idea as the front ones. This is a bonus feature. I might, if this doesn't work at all, it might not be in Mark III, because what I'm worried about is that this has basically made huge holes in the only other structural piece of the thing. But, as I say, sliding through the folded sheet should straighten it back out and give it a lot of support and literally link those bits together. So that's the bit I've made. That's the strip bottom of the date sheet. So over under. Also, this is a good way of showing what the other strips are going to do in case it's not so clear when it comes to the other thinner strips. So we want to go under there. Bit fiddly. It's going to be more fiddly. Really want to use Pritt Stick to glue the back of the pouches down. Can do. The idea is this then is somewhere to put. Let's have a look. Yeah, somewhere to put your spare unused bits of paper. Because as I say, it's not for sweets and chocolates. It's just for bits of paper. That's all you can really fit in. So we are. Got two little storage pouches. Yeah. But we're definitely going to need tape to hold this up. Or glue another piece of paper onto the back, I think, because it's just not going to be stable enough to stand up. Anyway, right. If you've got cardstock, great, but again, not everybody's got that lying around. Over under, a bit fiddly getting through the gaps. You can lift them up. What's handy about having had to fold it out of necessity is that these then can be sort of lifted up or down a lot easier. These bits. Yeah. So there we go. What do we think so far? There is our... That was kind of quicker than I expected in a way. There's our advent calendar. With storage pouches at the back. Right, so we've made our Mark II version of the advent calendar. And each one of these then, these strips are like V-shapes, so each one forms a little pouch that you can just slip a bit of paper into. That's all it's intended for. And those slips of paper are here. Now, you can use it for anything you like, and in fact in the PDF file on my Discord I've given a blank sheet as well. And I did think, I should include more than one sheet, and then I thought, Jim, you're being an idiot. All you have to do is press print more than once. So it's okay to include just one. But on my particular one, I've decided to make 25 of the worst or most inane streamer Twitter things. So it's going to be a streamer Twitter advent calendar. And yeah, all you need to do with this is just cut away until you've got lots of little pieces of paper, really, and then shuffle them up, I guess. What you're supposed to do is take one, like this one, and this one says, "What's stopping you from becoming a full-time streamer?" One of the brilliant comments I saw was saying about $4,000 a month. They said they always answer in the same way. So yeah, you fold that in half, and you slot it in. He says, "It's the pouch." There you go. There's the first one done. 324 to go. I mean, I nearly had a damp advent calendar, but that's not what you mean. Anyway, yeah, so there we are. It is... ignore the fact it's green screening that out. That's meant to be kind of... That's gold, actually, but it's green screening it out. So there we are. Here's the one I made earlier. Unlike Blue Peter, the one I made on stream live is better. But I had to do this one just to see if it was even worth trying. Because if this whole pouch system didn't work, there's no point actually putting effort into... Oh god, heart attack. There's no point putting effort into this. But yeah, there we are. So we got pouches on the front, all filled with 25 different streamer Twitter messages. And we've also got on the back some pouches to store the spare ones in. Right, as I say, the base is going to be the thing. It's my original plan was to cut some little tabs here and here and interleave them. I don't think that's going to work. Even though I measured it out to be longer, the base is still just too thin. So I think what I need to do is basically take these, tape them together as far apart as possible, and then that will form a sort of base that will fold up into that, and then I could just do that. Does that work? Does that pass the test? Kakit's saying, yeah, but we all know the one they made earlier on Blue Peter was not made by the presenters. That's true. So, double win on this stream. I made this one, it's a better one, and it's the one you saw me making live. Technically, you didn't see me design it. I'll just have to rely on you taking my word for it. I mean, it's got the Nanosphere bauble on it. I haven't given that to anyone else other than my merch store. And it's not even an emote, so I've got the original design file, so hopefully you believe me that is my design, right? And it says Nanosphere and Jamie Nemeth on the back. Okay, somebody could have designed that for me, but I didn't. They didn't. I did make it. As I say, I think either print this on card, or what I did was just get another plain piece of paper. I've done some snipping experiments on the bottom, but yeah, just get another piece of paper, and if you do have some glue, or even without the glue, that's pretty good without the glue. It's not very... It's leaning over one way for some reason, but if you glue that down and you don't have card lying around, then I think that'll work. That'll prop up better. There we go. The Nanosphere DIY Advent Calendar. So what do we think? What do we think of it? Do we think it's a bit of a waste of time, or do we actually think, as I say, it could be for anything. It could be for game titles. I think it's quite a nice idea would be to take 25 game titles, shuffle them up, and instead of pulling them out of a hat, you've actually got them in a thing. Or it could be subscriber names. I mean, you wouldn't see the names. I suppose you could write them in a way so that when they poke out of these, you could see them. You could have an advent calendar of favourite subscribers or something. 25 Christmas films, says Cat. Well, yeah. This does not have to be used for what I've used it for. And I mean, if it lasts that long, you could use it in future years. But that's why, as I say, that's why you've got a whole sheet where I've just printed them for neatness, but, you know, the ones that were printed out. But you've got a whole sheet there of more than you need. You only need 25. There's how many on there? 6 by 7. 42. Is that 42? Yeah. No? Yeah. Can't do maths on stream. There's 42 on there. You only need 25. So you could have different sets for different things. I was say you just need to print out more than one. Obviously, you need 50 for 2 sets. And then you just take those slips and fold them in half and put them in. So, yeah. I'm chuffed with that. I'm chuffed. It's a shame that folding it makes the design go a little bit squiffy, but I mean, but it works. It does work. It's a little bit lopsided, but as I say, bit of glue, and and a bit more paper stuck on the back, or make it out of cardstock. That'll, you know, but then the cardstock, when you fold it, that's harder to fold and harder to cut through. So again, pros and cons. I mean, if you want to hang it on the wall, you don't have to even have it be able to stand up, really. You just, you know, you could do that. You could just, if you want to glue a piece of paper on the back for support, punch a couple of holes in and hang it up as a picture. Yeah. At the end, I guess, cardstock and a craft knife, yeah. There's numerous ways it can be done.